Kenneth, give us all the sizzle from the NHL trade deadline.
There it is. Not only do I step on the rake for the flaccid white rumors, but you guys make fun of me for being a hockey nerd.
No,
This is
I
gonna
don't.
Be tremendous.
I don't, because you're going to provide us with sizzle. The Rantanen update desk. Go ahead.
And that's the name I wanted to start with because Mikko Rantanen's the most sought-after trade target in this trade deadline. Looks like Toronto, Dallas, and Los Angeles are leading the charge. Amongst others, they're still fielding a bunch of phone calls. They would probably be retaining half his salary at like $2.3 million. But they're also not ruling out extending him at the end of the season because he's a very skilled player.
What I read was his agents have told Carolina they are not ready to make a decision by tomorrow's deadline at 3 p.m.
And that's possible, but look, pressure can change a lot of things.
Where's he going? Does he stay? Does he go? And if he goes, where? Kenny Cott, white rumors.
I'm going to say he stays and extends.
Okay.
Because of what you said, basically the agent could be the wrench in this whole operation here. Elliot Friedman. This is per Elliot Friedman. We're talking Brandon Tanev, the winger in Seattle.
And this is your guy. And he is held out of the game tonight.
You stole it, Mike. You stole my update. You stole my rumor.
So limp. All right, Kenneth.
He gets put in bubble wrap treatment. He's in the bubble wrap treatment tonight. He's held out for protective reasons versus Nashville. He also is a UFA after this year. Mike, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
This is my boy.
Rental. Kenneth does. Here's the deal. Where does he go? He's clearly going somewhere.
I mean, you could see a team like Toronto scooping him up. He'd be great in Toronto.
If you don't want to win a playoff series, Toronto's your team.
I would have said Tampa, but Tampa just spent like the farm on there. I think they're done trading because Tampa just loaded up for what seems to be the late playoff push and the late one of their last stabs at the Stanley Cup.
Who'd they acquire?
They got.
Don't care.
All right.
Keep it going.
Jesus.
You know what? I hate when he does that to me, so I'm glad you walked on that rake.
It's so demoralizing.
Right? Because you're like, I don't care.
It's like the Rock going, "Are you ready for it doesn't matter if you're ready."
It's all in good fun. Kenny, go ahead. Next.
Well, now we're going to trade one of your players, Mike. How do you like that?
The Brock Ness Monster.
The Brock Ness Monster, eligible to be a UFA. Basically, every playoff team is in on him, except for the Red Wings. I haven't seen any reporting on the Red Wings, which is kind of discouraging because that's center depth, and what this team lacks is center depth.
Don't worry. We're going to fix the blue line. Here's my guess on Brock Nelson. He's going to Sweet Home, Minnesota.
That's the first name on this list. Minnesota, Dallas, Boston, Toronto, Colorado, Winnipeg, Columbus, Tampa Bay, Washington, New Jersey, all reportedly in on Brock Nelson. I would probably, as of today, remove Tampa from that same reason as I just told you.
One thing I'll tell you,
there.
Lou Lamoriello's a pain in the ass to deal with. So the question just becomes, are the Islanders going to do what they do best? Trip on their ding-ding and end up in the hospital. They got to trade him. Otherwise, it's John Tavares 2.0. Agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I was asked. All right.
We got to work on the production a little bit.
It's like the baseball bat crack. It's that level. Indeed. So recently, I think we were talking about the Wings' depth, and I think one of you asked me who would fall out of the lineup should they trade for somebody, and I said Christian Fischer. Well, knock, knock, who's there? Not Christian Fischer. He was claimed off of waivers, which we put him on by Columbus. So he's gone. There's your Christian Fischer up there.
Thank you. The world was waiting. Next.
This is... There you go. This for Chris Johnston, who is as plugged in an NHL insider as you can find. This one I enjoy. Let me know when you're finished.
We're good.
No, let me know when you're finished.
We're good.
All right. The Bruins are going back and forth with Brad Marchand. You just hate to see Boston getting worse potentially.
Such a rat.
On a possible contract extension. Word is they're still open to potentially trading their captain. Teams with interest aren't being told no right now. So he might be out. He's a UFA after this season.
Where's a good fit for him in the mind of Kenny Cott?
Any playoff team that wants to win a playoff series.
Oh, good. So the Red Wings.
You know what's going to suck? You know what's actually absolutely going to suck?
He won't come here.
No, it's when he ends up on Florida.
But he'd fit perfect. They're all bullies and scumbags. He's over here biting people's ears and stuff. I mean, that guy's a weirdo.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Weird dude.
He's biting people. He's licking people. True story.
Yeah, yeah, dude, he did.
I know. I heard that. That's when we just dropped the gloves.
And it wasn't, 100%. If somebody does that to you on the ice or anywhere, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, where would that be appropriate exactly?
You know what? We're just going to move on.
Just going to mosey on past that one.
Please talk, Kenny.
More white hot NHL trade rumors.
This one, the Wings actually, this is the first one the Wings are always linked. Not always, but this year specifically.
Can I make a guess? Dylan Cousins.
Yes. Nailed it. Along with Vancouver, Calgary, Chicago for some reason. Can you riddle me that one, Hockey Elite Mike? Why is Chicago linked to Dylan Cousins?
Because the Blackhawks are doing the reverse of the reverse rebuild, where you do things that Stanley Cup teams do, even though your team is still unfixable ass. The Blackhawks are like Bizarro World. It's the last episode of Seinfeld.
Like Vancouver, I get it. They're a playoff push. Calgary, playoff push. Nashville, they're pretty terrible, but again, vague playoff push. Toronto, Stanley Cup contender if they can make it past the first round. You understand that. Montreal, I don't get that one at all.
Okay, next.
Casey Middlestat. This one, there actually is no reportedly teams linked, but the Colorado Avalanche trading away a guy who, I don't know, a second-line center. I don't know why they would deal him. This is a weird one.
Cap consideration?
No, I don't. Maybe. I mean, he hasn't been all that productive this year, and that's maybe why.
Oh, you mean it's a franchise that has actual accountability?
Yes. Also, Mike, I want your take on this one.
Yes.
Kyle Palmieri.
Take him.
Los Angeles, Vancouver, Colorado, Vegas. He has a 16 no trade.
Anywhere but Elmont, New York. Just take him.
What's your beef with Kyle over there?
The team collectively is just boring, not good, not going anywhere. We don't have a good cap situation. Anyone who other people want, trade them.
This one I find particularly interesting, and this one's going to be divisive amongst Red Wings and hockey fans alike.
All right.
Elias Pettersson.
Locker room cancer.
Locker room cancer, having a rough go of it in Vancouver, but
sign me up.
The idea would be change of scenery, change of pace.
And he's electric.
Change of culture. And yes, he is capable of scoring you a lot of goals.
What's the ask on that?
The ask is you're probably looking at a first round and a prospect.
Would you? Would you dare?
I would dare. Because I think he bolsters your roster. I think he'd be great. You're looking for forward depth.
Locker room strong enough?
Absolutely.
You got Captain America here.
Yeah, Todd McClellan won't put up with any of his nonsense.
That's right.
Yanni Gourde got traded. He was one of the players that went to...
My heart broke.
Tampa. You really wanted Yanni Gourde, huh?
No, I wouldn't be able to identify him with two hands and a flashlight.
I thought you were being serious. Rasmus Ristolainen, this is a darling pick for me. Can play both left and right D. Stay-at-home defender. Very, very skilled. Edmonton, Dallas, Vancouver, Winnipeg. All linked to him. The last one that I have here is an odd one because I've always thought it was weird that Anaheim was linked to trading this guy, considering his upside. Trevor Zegras. And the Wings have been linked to him also.
That'd have to be a Godfather offer.
You would think so, but he's been so non-productive in Anaheim, primarily because we're Anaheim, we stink.
Yes.
And you're the only guy that's here to help. So the team's linked, the Rangers, Montreal, Chicago, for some reason again. Actually, Chicago makes sense this time. Buffalo, Philly, Detroit.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, and Buffalo, we're going to get to the main deal here momentarily. Buffalo doesn't need more prospects. They don't need more picks. They need NHL player.
Absolutely.
If you're Buffalo, yes, you have to try. But that brings us to, according to reports, multiple reports, Kenny, deliver the good news that the Motor City can use.
The good news, this is per Athlon Sports and specifically Frank Saravalli.
My cousin.
Your Italian cousin, yes. Bowen Byram of the Buffalo Sabres has been linked to the Detroit Red Wings.
Number one target.
He really would be good you would kick out probably a Justin Hull in your defensive core, which addition by subtraction there.
That's getting better at two spots.
Exactly. Before you even get to Bowen Byram.
He's 23. He's a restricted free agent, so it's not a rental. Because remember,
he's yours for a while.
Yeah, no.
You have the negotiating rights to him.
So if teams don't flip offer sheets, but if teams did, they'd owe you $7 million first-round picks. So you get him. He's 23. The question becomes, all right, what is Buffalo going to want? Well, we just got done saying it. The reports I've read is they don't want a ton of prospects or picks. But Kenny has produced an offer. And this is a name that's popular on this show. Kenny is ready. He has girded his loins to make this offer. Kenneth?
I have actually 2 offers, and I'd like you to pick which one is more attractive to you.
All right.
The first one is Vlad Tarasenko and Joe Veleno.
Sold.
The reason this works...
Are you kidding me?
Both. I'm saying...
You want to hear him out?
if you're Buffalo, I would assume you would think that's crazy on surface level because Vlad's been a disaster here. Joe Veleno is nothing special, right? Joe Veleno is young, team control, changes scenery. Vlad was a 20-goal scorer very, very recently. So this could just be wrong team, wrong fit. That's how that could work. Both NHL players, both ready to play right now.
Okay. Sold.
The other offer, Jonathan Berggren, and every year it seems, Jonathan Berggren, his name is always in these trade proposals. Teams actually are interested in him.
Then take him.
He's still young. He still has value on a different team. He could be a pretty good hockey player and a guy who has been great in Grand Rapids this year and is probably very close to being NHL ready. Amadeus Lombardi. Great name. Great
My cousin.
Another one of your cousins.
We got an Italian guy in the system?
We have 2 Italians. One's not actually Italian.
Is he like Matt Lombardi's son? The old flame?
No.
Okay. Listen, here's my deal. I'll leave it to the hockey elite. Both of those deals would be done yesterday if I ran the Wings. Because to me, Byram is a second pairing guy here. Mm-hmm. And that means you're getting better at 2 spots. Because that means Hull is unemployed. 23, restricted means you hold real rights before you got to sign him. He fits the timeline of the team. And I don't have to give up his buddy Rob Pelinka, the kid in Sweden. I would do it in a heartbeat. Pelika, whatever his name is.
Axel Sandin Pelika.
It's too much effort to say it. Old Pelican.
Aquadine Pelican.
Right. Almondine Mohammed Pelican. Look, if I don't have to give that up, if I don't have to give a Danielson up, like, Kenny, I would do it in a heartbeat.
And if you want to throw a couple of draft picks in there, I actually don't have a problem with that either. It's time to start weaponizing your draft capital. So if you wanted to do a Vlad Veleno, Berggren, Lombardi type of a trade and throw in a second, that's fine.
All right, so look, here's the deal. If the Wings don't get Bo and Byram, blame Athlon Sports. There you go. That is Kenny's Flaccid White Rumors.